Now the next topic is our classified financial statement. Actually, classified financial statements are those statements which are divided into different sections or subsection, and actually these are the detailed financial statement which provide you about different categories of balance sheet, income statement. First of all, we'll discuss a classified balance sheet. The classified balance sheet present information about the organization's asset, liabilities, and shareholders' equities, and they are classified into different sections and subsection. Because this is actually very useful, as it provide you about different sections of the balance sheet, and it is actually organized in a format that will be helpful in making different type of decision, and also comparing different balance sheet as well. So when this balance sheet is aggregated or divided into this section, it will be more helpful for the user to compare the information about the balance sheet for different other companies for making their decisions. So अगर आप हम देखें ना इस क्लासिफाइड बैलेंस शीट को, तो क्लासिफाइड बैलेंस शीट अगर मेन आप बैलेंस शीट देखें तो उसके 3 कैटेगरीज है: एसेट, लायबिलिटीज एंड शेयर होल्डर्स इक्विटी। लेकिन जो क्लासिफाइड बैलेंस शीट होती है उसके बीच में एसेट्स के, लायबिलिटीज के और शेयर होल्डर्स के डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज बनी हुई होती हैं, जो बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइज फॉर्मेट में होती हैं, और वो एक्चुअली आपको जो यूजर्स हैं उनको फैसिलिटेट करती हैं कि वो अपनी डिसीजन मेकिंग को ज़्यादा रिलायबल बनाएं और कंपेयर करें मुख्तलिफ कंपनीज की डिफरेंट की फाइनेंशियल बैलेंस शीट्स को। सो उससे फिर आपको हेल्प होती है जो यूजर्स हैं कि वो ज़्यादा बेहतर डिसीजन करें। Then when we look into different classification of a balance sheet, we have current asset, we have long-term investment, we have fixed asset, or like property, plant, equipment, and so on. We have intangible asset like goodwill, patents, trademark, etc. And other assets. We have current liabilities, we have long-term liabilities, and we have shareholder. When we look into current assets, in current asset we have cash and cash equivalents. Mostly cash equivalents are marketable securities which are readily sellable and which are actually very liquid. Then we have trade and other receivables. These are account receivables and note receivables which have to be collected from your customers. And then we have prepaid expenses. These are those expenses which have already availed the service, which we haven't availed the service, but we have paid the expense, like prepaid rent, prepaid insurance, and so on. Then we have investments, any other investment in any other type of security and any other type of project. Then we have inventories. Then we have assets which are held for sale. These are investment which are there and which are being kept only for waiting for the profit, that whenever you get a profitable opportunity, you'll sold those assets. Then we have long-term investment. These are investment in any other companies. Then in a fixed asset we have computer and hardware, or computer software, furniture and fixtures, leasehold improvements, like many other office equipment, production equipment, and obviously we have accumulated depreciation, which is actually contra asset account. Accumulated depreciation is used to deduct amount of the cost of the total asset. Then we have intangible assets. These intangible assets are there which will provide you benefit, but are there, but cannot be seen or touched. Then we have accumulated amortization and goodwill. Now, when we look into the current liabilities, so these are the liabilities which has to be paid within 1 year. They include notes payable and accounts payable. Like these are the mostly trade credit, and then we have accrued expenses. Accrued expenses are the expenses for which you have availed service, you haven't paid the amount. Then we have current liabilities, the liabilities which has to be paid in the current period, and also current portion of loans payable. Then other financial liabilities and liabilities held for sale. Those liabilities which held for sale, these are mostly earned revenues for which you have to provide service. So all these things are included in your current liabilities. Then this is actually another category of liabilities that are called as long-term liabilities, and they mostly include the intermediate term liabilities as well as long-term liabilities. They include loan payables, bonds, corporate bonds, or bank loans, or loans from many financial institution. Then another important aspect is your deferred tax liability. Those liabilities of tax liability which we have to pay because these are being accrued in the previous periods, and obviously many other type of current liabilities as well, which are not being categorized in the current liabilities, so they are included in non-current liabilities. Now, the third portion of your balance sheet is your shareholders' equity. First of all, we have a capital stock. These actually the stock which includes your common stock. These it is actually the amount which is being generated from your shareholders by issuing shares. This is actually multiplied by the par value and the total number of shares outstanding. And then we have additional paid-in capital. Additional paid-in capital is the amount which actually being generated by increasing the value of your shares. So this is additional paid-in capital. Apart from that, we have also have preferred stock. Then we have a retained earning. Retained earning is that portion of your profit which is being reinvested in the business. These are major categories of your balance sheet. Then we have your classified income statement. When we talk about income statement, it is the statement which will provide you about the results of operations of the company. So a classified income statement is a financial report showing revenue, expenses, and profit, for which there are subtotals of various revenues and expenses classification, because there are many type of expenses which are included into your income statement. So there are all the categories of these expenses. The classified format is used for more complex income statement to make them easier for users to read. So obviously you have prepared these financial statement classified income statement to help users. This will actually make the comparison easy for your users. Now, when we discuss about income statement, typically a classified income statement is divided into three major categories. Your gross First is your gross profit margin. Gross profit margin is actually be concluded with the help of subtracting or deducting the cost of goods sold from the revenues, which we get from gross margin. This information actually is using for ascertaining the amount of profit generated strictly from the sale of goods and services. The main items included in this section are your gross revenue. We'll deduct sales discounts and allowances. We'll also discuss cost of direct material, cost of direct labor, and a cost of factory overhead, which actually give you cost of goods sold, total cost of goods sold. So this is actually being deducted from your gross revenues, and also the sales discounts in allowances, because this decreases the amount of gross revenues. So this will be also excluded from your gross revenues. Now, the second portion of your classified income statement is your operating expenses section. Actually, these are included to all the operating expenses, and actually align all the items into subtotal in order to deduct it from the gross profit margin. And this actually information is useful to determine the ability of the business to generate profit for fulfilling its core business activities. And the most important item which are included in this section are accounting and legal expenses, and commission expenses, and other compensation and benefits expense which is provided to different staff, which are not directly related to the manufacturing of the goods which is being sold. Then insurance expense, rent expense, supplies expense, and utilities expense. So all these things, all these expenses which are directly related to the operation of the business are being included in this section. Now the third portion of this classified income statement is a non-operating expenses section, and these summarize all expenses which are actually not directly related to your operation, and this information will help to adjust operating income by any additional variable or factor which are actually have to which are being used to get your net profit or net loss for the entire company. And the main item which are included in this section are gain and loss on sale of assets, then interest income or interest expenses, and last is your taxes. So all these items are deducted from EBIT, earning before interest and taxes, and then we'll arrive at net income, which is the amount which is the pure profit of the company. And for that amount you will be decided that how much amount which be distributed among your shareholders, and how much amount of money which is being reinvested in the business in a form of return earning. So a classified income statement organize information better than a single step income statement, because in a single step statement what you will do is you will take the revenues and deduct the expenses from that, and you will get the amount of net income. But in this case you have a subsection for your general expenses, your cost of goods sold section, your non-operating expenses and operating expenses. So this will help to compare the operating and non-operating expenses of the company, and also just see the total amount of costs which they have incurred on the manufacturing of those goods. So it would be helpful for the users to make a realistic decision about the company in which they want to invest, or in which they want to give credit to those companies.